I've been doing a lot of speaking lately to medical staff. I did a talk in a medical conference on obesity about food addiction, and I gave a talk in a few obesity clinics and diabetes clinics about food addiction as the hidden obstacle to weight loss and diabetes control and compliance for patients. And one of the things that I've, heard a lot being talked about at these conferences and meetings is the new drugs that are coming out for weight control and for diabetes, which are really, really giving a new hope as far as diabetes control and appetite control is concerned. These are basically drugs that are given by injection and are working on receptors that have not been worked on before to help these patients get some balance in their lives. Now, as a nurse and as a former employee in the pharmaceutical companies, I'm not against treating diabetes and obesity with drugs. I'm not against bariatric surgery. I think, that for some people, these can be really, really good solutions. But, and here is the but, when it comes to people who are addicted to food, they must realize that even if they are taking the aid of these different medications or surgeries, this is not going to be the solution to their problem. Every single meeting I go to, I have to say to the speakers' credits and the physicians, they all talk about the fact that lifestyle change is the solution to these problems. Of course it is, because lifestyle is what is causing these problems. And if the problem, the inability to change the lifestyle is because of addiction, then not treating the addiction, but just trying to treat the symptoms of the addiction, which would be compulsive overeating or binging or, this like lack of control over what you're eating. And this is what's really causing the people not to be able to do what the doctor is telling them. Then the solution lies in looking for a recovery program for your addiction. And for most people who suffer from hyper-processed food addiction in particular, the solution, part of the physical solution, is to abstain, or at least as much as possible abstain from the foods that trigger the addiction, that trigger this loss of control, that trigger cravings, but that can't come alone. The same way that the drugs can't come alone, because they are just a physical solution. It has to come alongside a change of relationship with food, a change of the way you think about food. What is a treat? What does moderation mean? What does eating well for me or eating good things mean for me? Changing how I, that getting out of that diet mentality, which is, well, I'll just not eat now and hopefully go back to what I used to be, just with more control, or the fact that everyone needs to learn to moderate food. So there has to be this change in mindset and in your relationship in food that comes alongside the physical things that you do to alleviate the symptoms of this craving or wanting food. Be it if the alleviating might be, with the help of certain medications or an operation or what have you. If you're doing that as an aid, as a crutch, well, some people are aided by that. But it's very, very important to understand that they are not the solution. And even, first, it can help you to abstain. And even just the physical abstaining, for most people, is not a solution when it comes just by itself. It has to go together with a very, with a lifelong change in perception, in mindset, and in the way we do things and think about things. So that is my message to you this week on Sippy Live about weight loss medications. And if you'd like to make a real lasting change in the way you think about food and your relationship with food, together with being able to abstain from the foods that perhaps trigger you or make loss of control, Well, why don't you schedule a strategy call with me for free, 20-minute strategy call, and we can then think about how my program, GPS System to Sugar Free, can help you. Bye-bye.